I need you to see what's on the screen right now. It's called opportunity cost. Opportunity cost. Here's what it means. This is opportunity cost lost. To determine the cost of a lost opportunity. All right. So when you do something, you take advantage of an opportunity, right? But then when you take advantage of that opportunity, you can't also take advantage of another opportunity because you're into this one. All right. So follow this. To determine the cost of a lost opportunity, subtract the value of the choice you made from the most valuable choice. Oh my goodness. I need you guys to focus in on the most valuable choice. If you buy your home at $500,000 at 3% and do it the traditional way, all right? And you figure out, here's how much interest I could save. And you enter into a plan to save yourself some interest and some time. Then you have some choices to make. Do I pay all of the interest or do I save some of the interest? But to truly figure out opportunity cost, you need to know the most valuable choice. Folks, the way amortization schedules are created, it is impossible for the average person to figure out the most valuable choice. You can figure out a more valuable choice, but not the most valuable choice, because there are too many variables to consider. There's just too many things going on, and you can't do that. You can't figure out the most valuable choice because it would take you hundreds and hundreds of years to do all of the calculations involved in figuring out the most valuable choice for you. So what the financial institutions have come up with, what the financial gurus have come up with, are rules of thumb that you can save some interest, like a biweekly payment will cut your interest costs some, and then you will able to pay your loan off in about 7 years sooner, which means you can turn a 30-year loan into a 23-year loan, okay? Or you can just figure out how much money you want to put extra on your loan. But the problem with that is we are never told how much interest we're actually saving. Well, let me ask you, has anybody ever put extra money on debt? Have you put extra money on your credit card or car loan or your mortgage? Put a little bit extra on principal? Has the bank ever sent you back a receipt? And I need this answer in the chat. Has the bank ever sent you back a receipt stating, here's how much interest and time you saved by giving us that extra $100? Anybody? Has anybody ever received a receipt from the bank stating, here's how much interest you saved with this extra $100? Anybody? Extra $50, extra $20, whatever you put extra, did you realize how much interest you saved? I get a bunch of no's. I'm getting a bunch of no's right now. And the reason why I'm getting a bunch of no's is because interest cost, we are left out of the loop to understanding interest cost. If you can't optimize what you cannot measure, if you have no idea how much interest you're spending per month, if you have no idea how much interest you're saving anytime you do an interest saving measure, then how can you do the calculations to figure out how to save the most amount of interest? Oh my goodness. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, and our team created the most powerful money management, wealth building, debt elimination system ever created. At our recent seminar in Nashville, Tennessee, the keynote speech was delivered by the #1 motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas. E.T., as he's also known, mentioned he paid off his mortgage in 4 years using the P.I.L.L Method. I invite you to watch and listen.
Listen to me, y'all. Well, one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? that thing that was coming every month that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Did you hear that? No mortgage, no stress. If you would like to become debt and mortgage free within an average of 7 to 9 years by cutting your interest costs by up to 75%, go to pillmethod.com and request a savings and earnings report today.